Hi friends, it's Rhonda here, and I'm back with another video, my tips and tricks on surviving the first few weeks of school. If you are a teacher working in grade school, if you are an early educator working at a learning center, or if you're just anybody who works with small kids away from their parents, this video can be very beneficial for you. The tips and tricks that I have used in my classroom over the years have really helped me from literally pulling my hair out. Summer's over and school is back in session, and the kids are probably going through so many emotions in their little heads, from sadness to nervousness, maybe even anger, because they have to leave their fun summer and be back in a classroom. Well, I can assure you that teachers probably feel the same way. I can't speak for everybody, but I know at least for me, I was going through the 5 stages of grief once school started. A little bit about myself. I used to be in early childhood for a little over 4 years. I worked with toddlers, 2-year-olds, and 3-year-olds. Loved it. Amazing experience. Loved my kids, and I just love watching them learn because they soak up so much information that it is incredible to watch. So the school that I worked at, we didn't have summer break or winter break or fall break. We were open all year round, Monday through Friday, and we still had a lot of kids who would come to school because their parents worked during the summer. My kiddos had older siblings, so once they were out for the summer, my kiddos were out as well. They go on vacation with their families, or their parents were educators, so they stay at home with them, which was perfectly fine because I would absolutely love when they come back to school and they tell me about their amazing, elaborate, imaginative adventures they had. And half of them just stayed at home, but they had so much fun just being at home. They built a fort in their room. They went hiking in the living room. They seen a dragon in the backyard. They seen Godzilla down the street. It was so many things they would tell me. I could not help but laugh. So I would love when they tell me these stories, and I'm just like, oh, okay, just shake my head like, okay, that's awesome. I wish I could see Godzilla down the street. So the downfall of my sweet, imaginative kiddos, when they would come back to school, they completely forgot the routine of being in the classroom. They pretend like they don't know you. All they know is mommy and daddy right now. Like, why am I in this classroom? Why are you leaving me? We have the waterworks, we have the yelling, we have the crying, we have the throwing things in the classroom, we have the running around. Like, we have everything but rules. So that will be the downfall of my kiddos leaving for the summer. Then on top of that, I will get new students who probably it's their first time being away from mom and dad. It's their first time being in a learning center. So they completely don't know what routine is. So you're basically having to retrain everybody. Then I have my seasons. I like to call them the vets. I have my vets who've been with me, you know, forever. They know the rules, but they see the kids who don't know the rules, and they're like, let me just blend in with them. They don't know the rules, I don't know the rules either. So it's just a circus in your classroom. So when I first started in the toddler room, I asked my lead teacher at the time, hey, what do I do to avoid, you know, these kids from crying and falling out on the floor and just having a full out temper tantrum? She laughed at me, and I didn't understand why she was laughing at me, because like I was being so serious. I had a serious face, and she just like laughed and said, there's no avoiding that. They're gonna cry, they're gonna fall out, they're gonna act like they soul left their body. I'm gonna feel like a terrible person because I separated a child from their family. And I did feel like a terrible person. I'm like, why do I have to be the one to rip the Band-Aid? But after the second year, it was like, okay, rip, all right, we're good, you can go. But she said, what you need to do before the kids even get to your classroom, make sure your room is inviting and warm. And that's exactly what I did for those 4 years that I was in the classroom. I made sure I had a list of my babies' names that were going to be in my room. I had a list of the parents' names. I wrote newsletters, like brief introduction of myself, how long I've been doing this, what they're gonna expect in my classroom. I even had like a little list of things that, hey, tell me about your kid. Like, is there anything specifically that I need to know to make them and to make you feel more comfortable in my classroom? So things like that I've done in my classroom so the parents can feel comfortable, because this is a really, really hard time, especially for the parents who, it's their first time dropping their kid off. They're trusting you with their precious cargo, with their children. So any little doubt in their head, they're gonna be freaking out all day. And I had parents who would call every 5 minutes and I'm like, your kid is good, they're fine, they're okay, trust me. But I understand, like, you want your baby to be in the best hands possible, and it's just nerve-wracking knowing that they're not with you, you can't see them. So just making parents feel comfortable, and the first thing that parents notice is the way your classroom looks. Making sure your classroom is well put together is very, very important. I will tell a lot of the teachers that I used to work with, I consider my classroom like my house. My classroom is a representation of me. If my classroom looks a hot mess, my parents are gonna notice that, and they're gonna be like, oh, my child has a hot mess for a teacher. No, honey, no hot mess over here. My classroom was always bright. It was always inviting. I made sure I had pictures of my kids up so the parents can see, hey, she put some time and thought into this. I will have like their cubbies and their name and maybe like something about them on there. Like, this is Billy Bob. Billy Bob loves to go to the park. Like something like a personal touch in there so the parents know, like, hey, this teacher actually took the time out to read up on my kid, to get to know my kid. I appreciate that. So I made sure that I did that, because like I said, you want the kids to be comfortable, but you also want the parents to be as comfortable, because they're at work like thinking about their kids all day and what they're doing. So you want them to be at ease, some level of ease. So drop off could be one of the most difficult, painful times of the day, because the child does not want to leave their parents. At this point, they're throwing temper tantrums, they are crying, they're yelling, they're upset. The best thing that I could tell you that worked for me: distraction, distraction, distractions. I made sure that I had little things in place that I can get a hold to try to comfort that child. And when the parents leave, sometimes the kids just need to be, they need to be loved on, they need to be held, they need to be hugged. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to comfort. I had some kids that didn't work. So I would, you know, say, hey, it's okay. Do you want to see mommy and daddy out the window? And I always have a stool at the window. I let them stand on the stool and I let them wave to their mommy and daddy out the window. Or sometimes where they're waiting for them to come out of the building, we'll play a little game. Hey, where's mommy and daddy's car? And they're like, oh, right here. Oh, what color is it? Like, we'll just have a whole little game while waiting for their parents to come out in the parking lot with just the cars in the parking lot. Any little thing. I had a fish. We had a pet fish in the classroom. And I would say, hey, do you want to feed the fish? Kids love fish. I don't know why. Me personally, I don't like fish. They're not very interesting. But children love fish. They love to feed fish. So I made sure that I had my fish food in hand. And hey, it's your turn to feed the fish. You could be my fish helper. That always worked. I had crowns, like, do you want to color? So anything like that that can distract the child to, you know, take away the fact that, hey, mommy and daddy left, I'm sad. You know, just get them a toy, talk to them. And sometimes I have the kids that it just didn't work, and I would just sit down with them and I will explain, hey, yes, mommy and daddy left you at school. Mommy and daddy, they have to go to work. This is why they have to go to work. They love you so much. You know, just explain to them, like, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss mommy and daddy. But let me tell you what we're going to do today. And most of the time they're like, okay. And I talk so much that they're not even thinking about crying anymore because I'm talking so much. So you want to distract the child as much as possible during drop off, especially when you have 13 other kids who are like doing the same thing, going through the 5 stages of grief. Once their parents leave, you want to distract as much as possible. I even had a calm down caddy in my classroom. As you can see, this is not a caddy. My caddy is destroyed. It's been with me for 4 years and it got destroyed. But you calm down bin, calm down caddy, whatever you want to call it. And I usually keep something like this in my closet. And I'll pull it out usually for the kids who are a little more upset than others. And it's usually filled with toys that aren't normally found in my classroom. I call them like special toys, stickers, little cubes, squishy toys, Play-Doh, things like that. Little special toys that kids are like crazy about playing with, and it does a good job. It usually calms them down. I usually have like crowns in this box, like special crowns, special coloring sheets, little things like that. I'll have like sensory bottles to kind of distract the child and make them feel a little better. And I'll usually have an emotion book in here. I can't find it. It's probably ripped up too. But just a book explaining about emotions, like it's okay to be sad when mommy and daddy are away. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be nervous. You know, just explaining those emotions. Let them know, hey, it's okay. Everything is going to be all right. You have your teacher here. You can tell me when you're upset. So things like that. That really helped me to get through the morning routine. Another important morning routine that used to be so difficult for me was transitioning to circle time. Transitions, for me, not for everybody, but for me, were the hardest. Imagine trying to get 13 2-year-olds to all come to the carpet. No, once they have a toy in their hand, once they're reading a book, once they're coloring, once they're doing something on their own or with their friends, it's hard to get them to come to the carpet to do our morning routine, which is circle time. So a lot of trial and error with this, even to the point where I had to have like other teachers help me. Like we had to collaborate together. Like, how are we gonna make transitions smooth? Well, one thing that I learned, singing is life. You have to sing songs. I'm not the best singer. I don't claim to be the best singer. I love to sing, but it is not my thing. But I looked on Pinterest and found numerous transition songs that worked for me. One that I loved, which was so cute that my kids loved it. I'm gonna sing it for you. The kids loved it. They loved it. Even to the point where they remember the words and they start to sing it. They know once I start singing that song, it's time to pick up toys and it's time to go to the carpet. Mind you, it took a lot of practice to get them in the routine of doing that when that song came on, or when I started singing other songs. But finally they got it down pat, and it was amazing to see at least 9 of the 13 kids come to the carpet. Really. Another thing that helped me during circle time, which made it very, very easy, these babies right here. Placemats. Placemats saved my life. I use these for the kids to sit on when they come to the carpet. I get what I bought, 14 in different colors. I will have them in a bin, and I will hold them up, and I will tell the kids, okay, let's clean up so you can get your own mat and you can sit on it. They would automatically, they clean up, they put all their toys away, they put the books away, they'll push in their chairs, just because they were so excited to get their own placemat to sit on. And these things are $1. They're $1 at the dollar store. Nothing special, just flimsy mats. But to the kids, it was everything to them, because they loved picking out their own colors. They loved picking out their own seat on the carpet. And they would get them, they'll put their mat down, and they sit their little bottoms on here. Crisscross applesauce sometimes. And they were ready for circle time. So these came in handy when it came to transitioning to circle time. I love these things. They're very inexpensive. Like I said, you can get a bunch from the dollar store. They have different colors, different shapes. I loved these things. So they really helped me a lot. Another thing that also was awesome, I had little furry pillows, different shapes, different sizes during circle time. When the kids would pick up toys, I would always say, if you can pick up toys, you can go pick out your fluffy pillow, and you can go to circle time and have your fluffy pillow, or you can get a mat, whichever one. They loved these things, and I got this one's from the dollar store. I will go to Goodwill. They'll have some for, especially like the first Saturday of each month, everything is 50% off. So I'll find beautiful pillows, different colors, different shapes, for like 50 cents, $1. I think the highest I paid for a pillow was $3, and that's because it was like Hello Kitty or something like that. But these come in handy so much when it comes to circle time. If you ever have circle time in your classroom, you would know that circle time could be a hit or miss. The attention span of a child is about this much, so you have to do something to catch their attention and to keep it. Now, that does not mean that all the kids are going to stay on the carpet during circle time. I never have our circle time go any more than 10 minutes, if that long. Sometimes within 5 minutes of me having circle time, I lost 3 kiddos to the bird that flew past the window, or they hear footsteps outside the classroom and they'll like run to the door, which was okay. I lost their attention. That's okay. I have 10 more kids on the carpet that I need to try to keep their attention. But these come in handy, so I would strongly recommend getting placemats or pillows or both. Another important tip that I recommend, always have what you plan on doing for the week already laid out in your classroom. Or not even for the week, sometimes like for the next day, whatever. Have it already laid out for your classroom, because once the kids come in your classroom, your focus is on the kids. So sometimes it's hard to get like your supplies from like the supply closet if you run out. So I would make sure that I always have my supplies on hand for the next day. Once the kids leave, once they get picked up, and I fix up my classroom, clean up my classroom, I made sure that whatever activities that I'm doing the next day, whatever book I plan on reading, whatever I plan on writing to parents. I will do it that night at home, or I will do it before I leave work for the day. So just to be prepared, because the day is, even though the day is long, it goes by so fast. Like, everything is so quick. It's easy to miss something. So I try to make sure that I am prepared for the next day. It just makes my day smoother, and it makes the kids' day smoother, because I'm not constantly stopping and freaking out because I'm forgetting. I don't have enough glue, or I don't have this curriculum book for this certain activity or lesson that we're supposed to be doing for the day. And when the kids see that I'm calm, cool, and collective, they feel my energy. They're calm, they're cool and collective, and the parents are the same way. And when in doubt about anything, just simply fall back on your teammates. The other teachers, that's what they're there for, to support each other. There's been days where I literally, like, you can tell, but I was losing my mind because I was just so overwhelmed with everything. I didn't know what to do. I was so unorganized. Like, it was just so much going on. My teachers, like next door, my neighbor teacher, the teacher across from the hallway, they would come and they will tap me out. They'll help. We'll collaborate together. Like, it was just a team effort. So when in doubt, or when you feel overwhelmed about anything, which is perfectly normal and fine, count on your teachers. Fall back on your teachers. They're there to help. Like, it's really like a community, and that's why I miss my job so much, because it was such a like community. I loved it. The best job I've ever had my whole life. Like, I've learned so much. I grew from it, and I love those kiddos with all my heart. And the parents were amazing. So just lean on your teachers if you ever feel like you're pulling your hair out because you just are just at a loss. That's what they're there for. Like, it's really like a family. Well, friends, that was just a few tips and tricks that helped me my 4 years of being in the classroom. I hope I inspired some of you who are new to teaching little human beings. And if you're not, if you've been doing it for a while, I would love to hear about some of the tips and tricks that you use in your classroom that really helps you. Comment below. Please remember to like and subscribe to this video so you will not miss out on all the great and fun things that I have coming up. I hope you guys have a great school year. I hope your kids have a wonderful, wonderful school year full of learning, creativity, imagination, everything. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.